Good day, mate.
You want to take a 5, Fraser, or you're right?
No, I'm good, let's roll.
So this will be nice and short, bro. Unless you keep giving me good stuff, and then we'll just keep going. All Blacks. Razors, All Blacks.
All Blacks and blue. The black pen ran out. Here we go. Take 3.
I know our spokespersons don't really need any back, but I'll do it anyway. We've got Dane Patsy ready on my left there, Scott Robertson in the middle, and Mark Robinson. That's all right.
That kid who got on his skateboard at Tay Street, checked out the surf, went to Bay Park, those sorts of things, do you think he ever thought he'd be an All Blacks coach?
I always wanted to be an All Black, but when I became an All Black, that's when I realised I wanted to coach them. And I wanted to stay in the game as long as I possibly can. I want to be there for the weekend. I want to feel that high. I want to feel that rush. I want to feel that you cannot be fabricated. You cannot make it walking into a stadium with a team that you're connected to, players that you love. You've got expectations, you know, the country will got all these things, you know. That's that part that I love, and that's the part I'm looking forward to. There's a lot of responsibility that goes with it, but I'm ready for it.
Well, it's good to be here, everyone. Look, I officially want to start off as All Black 974. To be able to coach the All Blacks means a lot to me. Extremely excited to make the phone calls to my mum and dad, Mo and Joe. It's pretty special. They're an emotional couple, and my wife Jane and my kids. So, yeah, it's been a big 48 hours. Been here all day yesterday in a suit and all day today in a suit and presenting to a panel and then to the board, and here we are now. So, thank you.
Some mahi.
Lonergan hands it back to Lolosio. Harmon flies at him, but it's a touch it goes for the first set piece.
Got a box kick here. 8-7 the Landers. Well, here we go. Tapa tapa na wai. Go.
I've often heard players say it's actually simpler playing in the All Blacks because you do your job.
Yeah.
Does the same thing relate as a coach?
The funny, I'll tell a quick story, actually. I said to Wayne Smith, because a good mate of mine, John Tainu, who came in and was doing forwards. He was a professional rugby player back in the day in Japan, and lived out in Summer, and he was doing the forwards and I was doing the backs. He said, oh, I'm doing the back, Smithy. I love it, man. It is so awesome. It's great. And he goes, are they enjoying it? And I went, oh, well, actually, mate, it was a real unlikely question. I had to go back into, are they enjoying it? But I've got incredible experts in my coaching staff. I've coached with all of them, know them intimately. They're friends, work mates, but hugely driven. They're competitive. They ask, for me, how they can be better all the time. So I've got a group of experts, and it's probably as your role, like anything you see as your manager role. Look, I've still got a good critical eye on rugby. You know, I understand both sides of the ball, like I mentioned, understand the flow of the game, the leadership, what the ref, momentum swings, pressure cycles. You understand the flow of games, and then you've got to have someone to trust. You know, you've got Scott Henson tapping me on the leg saying, Ray, this is the message. Have you seen this? What about that? you know, and coaching with Leon, you know, being successful with the 20s and, you know, with Crusaders, he thinks different to me again. He's a little bit different. He sees things that everything that can go wrong. I see everything that can go right. So we get somewhere in between.
Mate, let's climb straight into it. You've already ripped the scab off this one, so we'll just talk quickly about it. Offshore All Blacks.
Yeah.
You said you want New Zealand Rugby to keep an open mind about offshore All Blacks. What do you mean by that? Do you want to pick offshore All Blacks?
I want them to think about a current contracting model and for them to understand where the cycle was heading. So forecast what's going to look like this World Cup cycle and the next World Cup cycle. What players are going to do. Some of them are going and having... So in the last sort of 5 years, they started having sabbaticals, haven't they? In Japan. Well, that didn't happen that last World Cup cycle. It's happened in the last one. So what's the next one? That's what I'm saying. Keep an open mind. Where are players heading? What's the best for them? What's best for their body? What's best for them mentally? How much loyalty have they showed New Zealand Rugby? And keep an open mind so everyone can win. Super Clubs win, the players win, and in the end, the All Blacks win.
That's it. This is it, man. This is it. You guys want anything to drink? Downtown Wellington. Nice little look. Yeah. What are you guys up to today for the rest? I'm watching footy, guys. That's a footy when we're out with footy with the boss. You want footy, son?
You been enjoying watching the Canes, Adi?
Yeah, bro, loving it, eh? Up the Canes. Hopefully they beat whoever they're playing tonight. Yeah. Partial now, I'm partial, brother. Mutual aid. Yeah, mutual.
I could probably name a few, but who would you love to see available to you that perhaps aren't at the moment?
Oh, I'm not going to go into names. That's a headline.
Should I do it for you? Richie Mo'unga, Shannon Frizzell, you'd love to have those two.
Yeah, I think you think because you want your best players, and they're best players, aren't you?
Yep.
Aren't they? You know, and the concept is it's twofold. I want to pick the best players, but I also want to be a step ahead and keep an open. Where is it heading? Let's just have conversations around it. You know, there are opportunities for compensation. There are chances for, you know, players have been playing overseas and come in and played before. But what does this All Black team need? Let's just keep an open mind about that. Let's have conversations. I'll bring you with us. You know, that's my style. I'm a collective leader. I bring people. Let's have conversations. Front door, be open.
Where's the game heading? And how do you see it as a coach? Where do you need to be to stay ahead of the game? On the field, perhaps?
Test rugby is a game of strengths. It's a game of strengths. Your strengths against the opposition's strengths. And you could see what's won the last couple of World Cups, a team that's incredibly good defensive, great forward pack, and a good kicking game. And the higher the test level, the more defensive, the less moments you get to score, but they take them. So they play their strengths. They've been incredible at it. You've got to understand your strengths in oppositions and, you know, where you're vulnerable. Super's quick, isn't it? It's fast. You've got 30 seconds, quick throw-ins. You know, it starts in the summer, finishes winterish. When you've got Europe, you've got probably more than a third. Half of their rugby is in the wet weather. So they're slow, it's set piece, it's more, all their strengths. Test rugby is still a game of strengths. It's particularly slowed down, you know, review. Everyone wants
Because at an All Black level, how do you balance entertainment, which is crucial, you're in the entertainment business, entertainment versus high performance?
Yeah. High performance is about winning, isn't it?
Yep.
And how you do it. So you might have a game plan there, you're going to play with width. You're going to keep high ball and play a lot of tempo, and it rains in the warm-up. You've got to adapt, don't you?
Yeah.
You can be entertaining still and lose, and everyone going to go, I don't want the entertaining. I want the W.
Yeah.
And so that's the fine line on it. I think the engagement and the connection piece, you know, that people understand what you're trying to do and how you're doing it. I think that's important. We've got an incredible, knowledgeable rugby public. So you've got to be open and honest with them and talk, and this is what we're trying to achieve, and this is my selections, and that's what I'll get from me. Yep. Morning, everyone. Konnichiwa. Yeah, been an awesome week. Probably the highlight was Adidas. They really turned it on. It was sort of reasonably big week with, you know Messi, Patrick Mahomes, myself and Robbo. Like it was, you know, yeah, probably that order. And I just sort of appreciated the level of quality, just a world-leading company.
Other than watch rugby, play rugby. It's a challenge today, isn't it?
Oh, there's nothing. You get no more pride than a young boy or young girl wearing an All Black jersey in it. That's your ultimate, and they are wearing it because they've got a role model that they can see the way they talk, the way they act, the way they play, you know, replicate their tries, you know, they've got Adi Savir, you know, big dummies and leg pumps, and, you know, once you get that moment, you still know they're our idols. They're idols of our country. Now, how do you create it that you feel like the game is still one for all? The way we play, the way we interact with our public, the players' connections, getting to know them as individuals, but more collectively, what's our story and our vision? So there's a little bit to it, and obviously still winning. That's the fundamental of it.
What have you taken from other sports? Because I know you look at a lot of other sports. What have you taken from NHL or NFL? Or
NFL's probably where we're going as a game.
Yeah.
So NFL, position specific, linemen, coaches. Then you got your defence coach.
Yep.
You know, for example, Scott Henson's doing defence, and he's doing 9 and 10.
Yep.
And he's doing those are the two that he's selecting. He will coach, but he's also doing the defence. So, look, we're not going to have 12 coaches like NFL do, but we've gone from 2.
Yep.
We've gone from 2. One does attack, one does defence. Then it went to 3 with a forwards coach. Now it's gone to 4, now it's gone to 5 because the detail, the level of feedback required, the expertise level just got higher. Our game, the margins, you know, you kick coaches now. You've got everything. You've got line-out hooker coaches. That's a closed skill. Who coaches hookers to throw?
Former hookers?
Former hookers. Who teaches kickers to kick?
Yeah, kickers.
Kickers.
Yeah.
You know, no lock's going to show someone how to throw a ball. They probably think they do. Sam Whitelock maybe, but yeah, you know, and it's the beauty of having someone like a Jace Holland who is a midfield and does all our attack, first 3 phases. He looks at launch, offline, out, scrum attack, and the midfield. He can work really closely with Scotty around defence, so he can do both sides of the ball. All good coaches, I should say now, can coach both sides of the ball.
And then you've got your old mate Wayne Smith. What's his role?
Yeah, Koro, Smithy's going to be a second set of eyes for us. Oh. Someone that's seen it, been there, done it, come in. What about this? I remember this World Cup 2015, end of the year tour, Grand Slam, travel. Because he's still coaching, he's still current.
Yeah.
He's still in Japan. He's just won a World Cup with a woman. He's got his finger on the rugby. He knows all of us as coaches. He can have the conversations that are required. But more importantly, he loves the All Blacks. And he'll say what's needed to be said.
He's got black blood.
He has, yeah.
What did you think of the physicality of the rugby itself after watching the game yesterday?
The games are fast. There's some big collisions. Look, our players are in great physical condition. That we're really pleased. I think that the first thing, they're well looked after, they're well coached. They're in a situation where they come back into New Zealand in good condition. We're just got to win the transition between playing in Japan and the first Test match. That's part of the reason we're here, and we're in constant dialogue with the S&C and the medical departments to make sure our athletes come back in good condition. Arigato gozaimashita. Enjoy the day. Thank you very much.
Identifying talent, selecting a team, that's most of success, isn't it? And despite the players who have left, you've still got a good team. Still got a good bunch to pick from, haven't you?
And you're excited, you know, like you've got a whole super campaign to see who's going to come through, who's going to take that opportunity. It's just surprising the talent that we've got here, and, you know, the pathways and who's coming next, and do they need to be fast-tracked or do we hold them? Those all art and skill of it all. So, you know, we've got an incredible group of players. You've
had the All Blacks together in a camp.
Yep.
How's that? Because some of them you might not know very well. You know, how do you bring that disparate group together quickly from all the different franchises?
Firstly, as a management group, we got together. We did the STG Special Tactics group session just to get your whole mindset was we want to think on our feet. You know, let's see how people react straight away under pressure. What are they like? What's your personalities? It's all nice having a cup of tea, but then when you put under a stress and something new and fresh. So we did that as a management group, and then, you know, onboarding the All Blacks, and a lot of them.
How did you go? How did you go?
I was exceptional. Absolutely. No, I was not. I follow Kerry. Kerry Evans lead the way. Mate, you had to be right on. Like, they play acting, man. That was incredible. Like, I mean, shot them down, and they had these, like, fake blood wounds, and they're over there, and then you'd have a couple of civilians walk past, and then they're going, don't shoot, and they had something in their hands, so you had to check what was in their hand. You know, you didn't know if they were play acting, and then there'd be some gunfire down there, but you were checking here, and you go, and should I go, should I not? So you're on your toes the whole time, but you still had to trust your instinct. You know, you're done in the back, and it was really good. It was a good opener.
Be honest, did you shoot a civilian?
I cannot actually confirm or deny that.
That's
I had
yes.
the disclaimer.
That's a
there
yes.
Was it.
That's a yes.
And then the players came in. It was good because you find out straight away where you are in the fitness test. So they're pretty dialed in, you know. It means their body's their biggest asset.
Yeah.
They chuck it out, their numbers that it produces, where they're at, you know, what their time post-World Cup was, and but more importantly, the one-on-ones was the critical for us, you know, like, look, I'm looking after loose forwards and spending time and sitting down with Dalton Papali'i and, mate, where you at, how you feeling, what'd you learn, how can I help you, and then set a mindset or a couple of goals for him for that Super Rugby so he can go and own his form and he can come into the All Blacks, you know, through form, through performance, so I can pick him and make his job for me as tough as possibly can.
What do you like on the field day to day? What do you do as an All Blacks coach?
On field, we're talking footy.
Yeah.
So I still do a lot of jackal work with the loose forwards. I do a lot of offloading work. I do a lot of work around the specials and the line-out, so I can look at and talk to Jace. So I'm a second set of eyes on field. Have you seen that? That can be jumped, can be a little quicker. Mate, we've missed that 1-3 in a row. Do we bin that lift? You know, do we bin that line-out call? Mate, he's 2 or 3 times at that ruck. Sometimes I watch training up in the tower just to get a different perspective because I'm not on that view down the ground. So I'm on cues, you know, offside, you know, or I'm just looking for different trends. So I'm making sure people are in the right places. And then looking for timing, execution, and then more and more I've been around is how can I help the leaders and my coaches, because they're coaching in anything they might not see. You know, look, I like to think, you know, I think the last sort of 3 to 4 years has been a big part of me and my growth and how I've reacted. You know, I asked your players to do it, so I had to as well, and I've stayed in the fight. And, you know, here I am now. I'm really proud of myself, but also all the support that I've had over a long period of time. I've got some awesome mentors, as I mentioned before, awesome home, you know, family life. And, you know, look,
well, you know, like I'm really privileged and honoured for this here.
What style of footy is a Razor-coached All Blacks team going to play?
The ones that win Test footy, the game that wins Test footy, the style that's required on the day. I think we're naturally going to play the ball. We've got try scorers. We've got some incredible wingers, amazing fullbacks. It suits our style, our heritage, our style of play. But we'll also be able to. Nothing like a good scrum penalty, is there?
Spoken like a crusader from the early 2000s.
Check this out.
Here we go, there's some great television.